Saratoga 2024. Jockeys, trainers, and owners to keep an eye on this summer. Welcome to All Horse Racing All the Time. I'm your host, Al. This Thursday, July 11th, 2024, the Saratoga Summer Meet begins and runs through Labor Day weekend. I'm going to be taking a look at those jockeys and trainers and owners that are hot, that know how to win at this place, right here, right now in this video. Nothing like that first race at Saratoga, first day, opening day. They got out of the starting gate and they're off at Saratoga. It's almost sacrilegious to miss that first race, that opening call, that thrills. You get thrills every single year. It never gets old. Even if you're out somewhere and can't watch all the races, get it on the phone. You got to check out that call. So let's begin by talking about the jockeys, the ones who could win at Saratoga. It's very important to know about this because some trainers excel at this track, some owners and jockeys. It's a unique track, and they definitely have a leg up on the invaders who come in from out of town, different tracks. The regulars here. So let's take a look at this, and we're going to begin with the jockeys, the hot jockeys at Saratoga. I'm going to bring them up right here and talk about them a little bit. What we're going by is the 2023 finishing leaders for the entire summer season. We had an abbreviated season, 4 days. The Belmont Stakes was run at Saratoga this year, 4 days. Not a good body of work. We want to take a look at the jockeys and trainers and owners who excel over the long haul for the summer and to keep an eye on. And we'll begin with the jockeys, which should come as no surprise that jockey leader, and by quite a bit, was Irad Ortiz. In 308 starts, he won 62 times, 66 seconds, 52 thirds. He was in the money 58% of the time, 20% winning percentage. And more than half the time he was in the top three, 180 out of 308. But who else excels here? Maybe there's a hidden gem in this bunch. And if you're looking at winning percentage, you can go right down to Tyler Gaffalione. He won 34 races. He was in the money 44% of the time, but he did win 21%. Now they rate these jockeys in order of money won. You got to go a little deeper than that. You got to see the ones who win and they're in the money. Flavien Prat, for example, won the second most dollars, over $4 million. Irad, for example, almost doubled that, $7.8 million. Flavien Prat, as far as winnings go, he was in the top three 47% of the time, 15% winners. And none other than Jose Ortiz finished a distant second in victories to his brother, Irad, the big man on campus, Irad Ortiz, Eclipse Award-winning jockey. He won 37 out of 203 races for a 49% clip, and he won 18% of the time. And in the top three, 99 times out of 203 races. And a surprise fourth place top jock, Manny Franco, 36 wins in 245 tries, but won some stakes races, 3.7 million in earnings. And finishing fifth, Castellano. He was in the top three, 35%. Didn't win much, but he won some stakes, 20 winners out of 182 tries. And you shift down a little bit. Is there a sneaky jockey? Johnny V, Hall of Famer Johnny V, only 84 races there last year, only won 10 of them. So if you see his name, don't jump to conclusions that he's going to be tough here at this meet, only in the top three, 35%. So don't say, oh, Johnny V is up. But another jockey who rode here in limited duty, but did win some money is Florent Giroux. Only 47 starts, but he earned over $1.3 million and was in the top three 51% of the time. Anybody else who's sneaky in here to keep an eye on? They had Jackie Davis here. You want to talk about one to avoid? Jackie Davis, 29 races, 0 wins, a second and a third, in the money 7% of the time. Twice in the top three, 0% winning percentage. Ouch. As far as others to keep an eye on, Luis Saez. How about Luis Saez? Did win 30 out of 190 races, 16%. He gets it done here. In the money, only 39%, but he was ranked 8th as far as the jockeys go. And Joel Rosario had an outstanding meet, finishing 6th in the standings with, out of 167 starts, won 15%, but in the money 47% of the time, 25 wins, 30 seconds, and 24 thirds. So as far as the ones that were in the money, a high percentage of the time, Irad Ortiz, Flavian Pratt, Jose Ortiz, of course. The Ortiz brothers are always tough at this place. They finished 1-2 in victories. Rosario's rode very well here when he did race. Tyler Gaffalione had the highest, actually the highest winning percentage of jockeys with over 100 races, 21%. In the money, 44%. So really zero in on those Irad Ortiz, Flavian Pratt, Jose Ortiz, Manny Franco, who was a surprise, Rosario, Tyler Gaffalione, Saez. And one who did have a good winning percentage in only 130 races, probably because he's one of the main go-to guys for Linda Rice, Jose Lezcano, only 130 races, finished 10th in the jockey standings, earned just over $2 million, but won 19% with 47% winning percentage. Extremely strong. So no real surprises as far as the jockeys go. What about Julien Leparoux? Once used to be a really hot jockey. He had 41 mounts last year here, only 2 wins. That's a 5% winning percentage. That's a major red flag, only in the money 29% of the time. Another one who struggled here, talking about some of the ones that struggled here, 40 mounts. Jose Gomez, 40 mounts, only 3 victories, 8% winning percentage, and 20% in the top 3. So now what we're going to do is take a look at the trainers. Who are the trainers to keep an eye on this summer? Let's bring some of those up right now. So let's bring up the trainers here. Top trainers, Saratoga, the ones that get it done. Now, this is a video you can go back to time and time again because it's a long summer and maybe you haven't seen this video before. Maybe, you want to get a refresher. And the leading trainer, now we're going by victories here, was a tie for leading trainer between Chad Brown and Linda Rice. They both win at a very high clip. Actually, Linda has a higher clip. They both won 35 races. And the thing about this is they usually race in different types. Chad Brown, more of a stakes trainer, higher allowance races, first-time starter races, whereas Linda Rice gets her success primarily from the claiming races, claiming ranks, but they both know how to win. And Linda actually had a 24% winning percentage out of 147 races. And Chad Brown had a 19% winning percentage. In the money, more than 109 out of 183 times for Chad, and Linda in the money, top 3. Now, this is astounding. 89 races in the top 3 out of 147 tries. But as far as earnings go, both of these can win. Keep an eye on Chad Brown, Linda Rice. When they're in the same race, the antennas should go up, the radar should come on. And so keep an eye on those because they're going to give you, they usually know where to spot their horses. So they tied for the top spot in winning trainers. Another one to keep an eye on who had a very high winning percentage, not as many races, where I said Chad Brown, 183, Linda Rice, 147. Christophe Clement, always dangerous, 88 mounts, but won 19 of them. That's a winning percentage of 22%, in the money, 42, top three, 42 out of 88. That's nearly 50%. So Christophe Clement ranked 5th overall. What about Todd Pletcher? He finished 2nd. Now, they rank the trainers by money the same way. Top earner, Chad Brown, 5.4 million. 2nd in earnings is Todd Pletcher. You know he's going to be there. He did win 19% out of 144 races. Chad Brown, over the last few years, he's last bunch of years, he not good on opening day. If you're playing opening day, at least his record is, and only 1 win out of 31 mounts. So he's not hot on opening day. Sometimes he starts off a little slow, but he earned over 4 million, wins 19% of the time, in the money, top 3, more than 50% of the time, 67 times in the top 3 in the money out of 144 starts. Todd Pletcher, 28 victories. He finished 2nd in the trainer standings as far as most victories, 28 to Chad and Linda's 35. So keep an eye on him. Bill Mott, big money Bill Mott, won trainer of the year last year. 3rd in earnings at 2.8 million. Doesn't win the highest percentage, 14%. But he is in the money more than 50% of the time. 17 victories out of 119 tries. Shows up when the money is on the table. Now, one that you really have to keep an eye on, he finished 6th in the trainer standings. Listen to this. Listen to this. Brad Cox, the amazing Brad Cox. I believe he deserved Trainer of the Year over Bill Mott last year. I believe they gave it to Bill Mott simply because of the whole Cody's wish story, the feel-good story, and did win some stakes races, but Brad Cox actually dwarfed Bill Mott in the statistics as far as wins and earnings, and finished 2nd. Chad Brown finished 3rd. But Brad Cox, get this, out of 51 starts at Saratoga, doesn't race there that often as much as the others. 51 races, he's won 27% of them. 14 wins, 14 winners out of 51 mounts, $2.1 million in earnings. So really watch out for Brad Cox when you're talking trainers. When they saddle up, Brad Cox. What about the Hall of Famer Steve Asmussen? Finished 7th in the standings, kind of like Brad Cox. Only 53 mounts here, but he won 21% of them. And out of 53 mounts, over $1.9 million in earnings. Now, out of a suspension last year, another one, Rick Dutro. You may want to back this up and jot some of this stuff down, take down the names. Rick Dutro last year, he finished 9th in the trainer standings, 23 starts, won 5 of them, 22%, 5 winners, 3 seconds and 2/3, but 22% winners, comes off that 10-year suspension, had the great year winning the Breeders' Cup with White Barrio. Rick Dutro, only 23 mounts last year at Saratoga, but did win 22% of them. And Rick, always dangerous, especially at Saratoga. And now that he's been back for a while, just over a year now from that long suspension, has had a lot of success at Saratoga in the past. So keep an eye on Rick. Now I'm going to just shift down. Who are some of the ones that had some success, spots the horses with very few mounts. Norm Cassie only had 12 mounts at Saratoga last year, but won 7 of them. That's 58%. Norm Cassie. Norm, known for spotting his horses when he ships in from somewhere. Those antennas got to go up. Norm Cassie. And we're going to go down to another one who had success last year. Only 25 starts, Wesley Ward. Wesley Ward, 25 starts, won 24 of them. 6 wins, 3 seconds, and 5 thirds. How about some big names that didn't have success last year? How about Dwayne Lucas? Dwayne Lucas, the legendary Dwayne Lucas, only won 3 out of 39 last year at Saratoga. And one to keep an eye on, if he's hot, keep an eye on him early, especially with first-time starters. He usually has them wound up, ready to go. Mark Cassie did not have a good year last year at Saratoga, though. But, if he's starting to hit early in the meet, it's kind of like McPeak. Keep an eye on him early, see how his horses are running, and that'll give you an idea which direction they're going. Mark Cassie, especially on the turf, only 3 wins out of 35 tries last year, win percentage of 9%. Now, speaking of McPeak, who's had a tremendous year this year so far, Kenneth McPeak did not have a good Saratoga meet at all. Only 2 wins out of 41 tries. So those are the trainers to keep an eye on this summer at Saratoga. And now we're going to go on to the owners. Owners are a big part of this too. So let's bring up the owner. Okay, here we go. Owners to keep an eye on at Saratoga. Now, this one really stands out. You may want to write this down right here, right now. You see, even this one wins here big time. Klaravich Stables, 77 starts last year, won 29% of them. 22 starts, in the money 69% of the time. Most earnings, $2.7 million. 77 starts. I mean, geez, hardly anybody else comes close. In the money, wow, 69%, win 29%. Klaravich Stables. Be on the lookout for the Stables, the owner name. They know how to get it done. And Klaravich, definitely the strongest trainer here at this track. And followed by, as far as winnings go, earnings go, Mike Rapoli, New York native, Middle Village guy, grew up heading over to the track to handicap over at Aqueduct, and billionaire from mineral water, now a horse owner. Still complains a lot for a guy that's had so much success and owes so much of his success and gratitude to NYRA. Whether NYRA is, they make their share of mistakes, but he's really complaining. He's talking about maybe boycotting them for when they go running at Belmont in the winter meets in 2026, because they're only going to run on the Topeka track. Show some gratitude, man. Rapoli Stable, anyway, wins 44% of the time. He only had 18 mounts at Saratoga last year, but won 8 of them, 3 seconds and a third. Top 3, 67% of the time. So Rapoli Stable, gotta be respected. And of course, the great Godolphin Stable, Godolphin owner. Only 17 starts there, picks his spots. They pick their spots, but wins 18% of them, and third in earnings, $1.225 million. 3 wins, 4 seconds, 3 thirds, in the money. 59% of the time. So we're looking at some big winning percentages here. Judgment Stables, only 9 starts, 3 wins. Almost 900K in earnings, 3 wins, the second and 2/3. Those are just sneaky ones to watch out for. So when you're looking at those PPs, remember what we're talking about here in this video. Some trainers don't run that often. So if you're just looking at the jockeys and trainers, keep the owners in mind, especially these Klarovich stables, Godolphin and Rapoli, Judd Monte. What about trainers that run a lot but don't win a lot? Barry Schwartz, 28 starts, only 2 wins, 7% winning percentage. Does sneak into the money a bit. Seems to be a third place horse. In the money 54% of the time out of 28 races, but only wins 2 out of 28. Now shifting down here a bit. David Jacobson is another who does not win often. Well, 13%, 4 wins out of 30 tries. Came in 11th in the money 53%. More of an underneath type here. Now here's one to look for a little bit, another sneaky one. Rigney Racing, LLC. 21 starts, 5 winners. That's 24%. In the money 52% of the time. So make sure you follow those trainers. But the one definitely to watch out for is Klarovich Stables. They have a lot of starters and they win a lot of races. In the money 69% of the time, 29% winner. And then Rapoli also 44% win percentage. Actually, Rapoli Stable and St. Elias Stables. That's the one that has 18 mounts, 8 winners, 44% winners, and second in earning. And if it's just Rapoli on his own, just as good. If it doesn't have the not paired with St. Elias Stables, just Rapoli also has 18 races in the money, 61% of the time, 28% winners. So Rapoli, Godolphin, Klarovich Stables, they're the main ones to watch here, the big 3. So keep an eye on them and watch out for the sneaky ones too. The ones that win in limited mounts, Judd Monte Stables and Winchell Thoroughbreds, LLC, and Rigney Racing. So those are the trainers, the stables, the owners to watch out for in the 2024 season. So if you like this video, if you have horse racing friends, share it with your horse racing friends. Hit the like button if you like it. Feedback is always appreciated. And subscribe to get notifications of all upcoming videos. And hit the bell next to the subscribe button and turn it black. This way you get notification in advance of upcoming shows. And some of the upcoming shows, I also do a lot of live shows, oftentimes covering an entire card with analysis, picks, and plays for every single race as the card unfolds, with open chat, open discussion from start to finish. And you hear the analysis during the course of the card, right through the call of the race. And we have a lot of great participants in this community here. A lot of them excellent players, and it's a tremendous crowd. So I want to thank everybody for watching today. And remember, opening day, Thursday, July 11th, 2024 at Saratoga. And they're off at Saratoga. And if you're playing any races today, no matter what track you're playing, best of luck and bring it home. Win big. And remember, may the horse always be with you.